Welcome to more ranking examples. Now, in a separate video, we talked about what ranking is. It's kind of deep. Then we talked about using ranking, and I showed you a couple of simple examples. And so let's just continue with some more ranking examples here. This stuff is really cool. So notice this is what you saw in ranking examples. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to clear the results on my window. And let's drop another query in here. And I want to just paste these in to prevent you from having to watch me try to type all this. And let's make better use of the time and talk about the examples, okay? Here we're going to use dense rank. This will increase the ranking value by 1 even after a tie value. Now, since this is the only query in my window, I don't have to highlight anything. I'll just execute, and I will bring this back up so that we can see the results. Notice this is going to rank by salary, and 125.50. Notice this is rate, and I called it rank by salary. Actually, that should be ranked by rate. That'll make it a little easier to understand. Let me execute that. Notice how easy that is to change. So here's our rate, second, third, fourth. Notice we got a tie right here. This is number 6, business entity 263. Business entity ID 7 is the same thing, so it's 6. But the next one down doesn't skip the way just rank would. But dense rank says, don't skip numbers, just show them, just keep incrementing by 1. And so 7th place here is business entity ID 234. So that's dense rank. It just always increments by 1, no matter what kind of tie you have. So let's clear this. I'll show you a shortcut here. If I click anywhere in this window and then hit Control A, this is just like in Word. It'll highlight everything, hit delete, and it's gone. Then come up here to Window, hide results pane, or Control R, and that will clear everything off. Now, let's look at Entile. This one is really interesting. Entile gives us an incredible ability, and it's doing some pretty cool math type stuff for us here, to break our result set into 4 groups, basically in that situation indicating which quartile the rate falls into. So notice we're going to run this query, which is going to give us 316 rows if I've got it right. And we're going to break this into Entile 4. It's going to break us into 4 pieces. Okay, so I execute that. Notice here's the quartile. We did Entile 4 over order by rate descending as quartile. So it's going to look at the rates, and here are the quartiles. We're not putting any rankings in here, just the quartiles. Notice it goes all the way down to 79. Then we start the second quartile, and it's going to go all the way down another 79 rows to 159. Okay, and what it's going to do, if the number won't divide exactly by that number, it will shift the last group or two to make up for the difference. But then here's roughly 79 people who are in the third quartile, and then there's your fourth quartile all the way to the end. There's 316. Now, if you take 316 divided by 4, it's 79. So you have 79 in each quartile. Well, notice if we make this number 2 and execute it, we're basically dividing our group into the top half and bottom half. Notice quartile is 1 all the way down to the halfway point, and I'm not sure what that is on 316. It looks like it's 158. Yeah, that makes sense. So you can tell your salespeople that you're either in the top half or the bottom half of sales. Kind of interesting. Let's do something kind of interesting. Let's do a Entile of 40, and notice we've broken the result sets of 316 into 40 pieces. And so you can now, it's not really a quartile, but you can see what group they're in. So if you want to divide your result set up into groups, you can certainly do that. So let's clear everything off again, and that's Entile. Now that's kind of interesting. Row numbers, really cool. We've been looking for this for quite a long time. And let's take a look at row numbers. Notice select row number, and we go over. We do our sales year to date descending as, and we're aliasing the column name as row. And then we're doing a round function in here to get their year to date sales 2 and 1. And let me just run this and quit talking and let you see what it does. And notice all it does is adds this row column in here. Notice this thing just mimics this column right here. And a lot of times you want to include these numbers. This does, in the body of the way this data was pulled, does give us, in some sense, a ranking. Linda Mitchell has sold more than anybody. JPAC is the second place here, right? But this returns that actual column as part of the result set. Pretty neat stuff, right? Well, let's clear this off one more time, and I want to show you another example. Now, let's put them all together. let's get row number, entile, rank, and dense rank all in the same query, and let's see what that looks like. So here they are. Notice we're going to select row number over sales year to date descending. We're going to select entile over sales year to date. We're going to select rank over sales year to date, and then dense rank, and let's see what happens. Now, some of these will be boringly the same, others will be quite different. Notice here's the row number. This is just going to go sequentially down through, but based on the sales year to date, we did an entile of 4, and we got 14 rows back, and so that's going to be roughly 4 per group, and then we'll adjust on the bottom 2. So we've got these 4 people in the first entile, right, group. There's our 2s, the second group, the third, and the fourth. So we've basically divided our information into these quartiles, right? So there's 1, and there's 2, if I hold down the shift key. And then, of course, you see rank here and dense rank. And rank and dense rank are the same. I don't think we have any ties because of the sales year to date. But that's what they look like together. And notice you can put these together in a query and use them just like you've seen here, okay? So now, here's what to take from this. Go play with these examples. Play with the order bys in there. Look at how you can use these ranks. And then once you kind of get used to and comfortable with this whole idea and the syntax, go read the documentation and it'll open your eyes to a lot of power in TransX SQL when it comes to data analysis. Hope this has helped.